Yet another amazing and shocking episode of Death Parade. I mean, this anime is making me fall in love, yo, like straight up in love. Like, I want to marry this shit. And I will bet all the money in my pocket that the assistant female is shaved. I mean, I don't have any pants on, so I don't have any pockets. So I'm sure I can find a quarter around here for you guys. But still, I bet she is, because the story that she's dreaming about is the same story that Nona had at the end. And if you go back and watch the opening, she has two dolls in her lap that resemble that boy and that girl. So Jimmy and Shavit, she's Shavit, I'm sure of it. Or maybe it's just a story that someone repeated over and over to her so she can have something to hold on to, because Nona says that humans cannot have memories. So maybe that's the only thing that they filled in her head since they took away her memories, because she was the only one that came down there in Decim's place that ever had memory of them dying. So that's kind of a great backstory. Like, we're getting some information rather than just keep going on and on with these games, and I'm liking that. And this anime is an anime that I thought that would never have fighting, but that Decim versus Ginti, I believe his name was, it was epic. Although it was short-lived and Nona shut that dude down, it was awesome. At first, I believe they were training her to become an arbiter at first, but obviously humans can't become arbiters based on what Ginti was talking about. She had no business there as far as he was concerned. So I just think it's kind of sad that she also lost her memories. And I mean, she had her memories that she died, but then she lost them again, and now she doesn't know why she's there like the people that she's assisting judgment on, which is kind of ironic once you think about it, really. But the question is, why is she special? Why does she remember how she died or that she's dead? I mean, not now, of course, but when she first came down. And there's a very complex network when it comes to this dying thing. I mean, I would assume so, since it is a complicated thing such as death, but there are obviously many arbiters and many other bars like Decim's. The next episode, we may go to Ginti's bar, I believe. I would love to see how he runs things, because he seems like he's not about that bullshit. But that would be a very interesting thing to see, how other arbiters run their bars. And is this anime a 12 or 13 episode, or is it 24? Because I would love for it to be a 24 or 25. And oh yeah, we meet this character. He claims that he's the closest thing to God, and that galactic-like pool of billiards they were playing, I would give up everything just to have that table, man. But their conversation has me thinking very, very deeply. Like, I actually sat down and thought, like, for at least 20 minutes and went back and watched the episode like 1.5 more times so I can understand what this guy meant. He says he's the closest thing to God that there is. And he says that the whole conversation between he and Nona about boredom makes me believe that he is God, but he's acting like something else because of boredom. I mean, when you think about it, if God just sits up there and just rules over everything, that has to get boring. So I wouldn't blame him for coming down and playing pool with a hot chick, you know what I'm saying? And he says there is no God anymore, and just the whole conversation about boredom, and I don't know, man, he just seems like he's in a higher position than what he is showing us right now. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think he's God taking a break? If he has been, he's been taking a break for like 80-something years, according to Nona, which is very interesting. Maybe he's just letting the arbiters do their thing, and he's just chilling and having a good time with Nona, because they played 170-something times every year, I believe they said. But back to the Shavit thing, I am almost sure that the assistant is her. And Nona has a very big part of it, because, I mean, the opening for one thing, and the fact that Nona was the one there when she got up from that bush, when the assistant got up from that bush or whatever, where she lost her memories at or whatever, and then she so happens to be the one reading the actual book of Shavit, and she told Decim to replace the usual roulette board with the little girl named Shavit. So I don't know, but bruh, I cannot wait to see what's really going on with this assistant. But at first glance, the little boy and the guy that came down there and was threatening to stab the little boy with chopsticks, I thought that shit was legit. Like, I thought that maybe the guy with the chopsticks, he like escaped death, since Decim mentioned a story about a thread from a spider going from hell to back to the real world and shit like that. I thought maybe that was exactly what happened, and Decim rearranged his memories so he wouldn't remember, but when he came back down, it jogged his memories of being there. And maybe the little boy, but when I saw that little boy whoop Assistant's ass, I was like, what? And then his voice got deep. I was like, what? This was a complete mindfuck, and not in the way that I expected to be mindfucked in this anime, because every episode has been like an oh my god, like plot twist kind of thing, but this one was just totally unexpected. Turns out the entire thing was a test, and Decim obviously failed, but the god guy, I'm not sure if we got his name, I forgot, but I'm pretty sure if he really wanted to, he could beat Nona, but he's doing so. He's not doing so to keep her entertained and so they can have a good time, and because he obviously likes her coming there to play pool with him or whatever. So he really reminds me of Netero from Hunter x Hunter for some reason. I don't know what it is. Anyway, amazing episode. It did not go the way I thought it would, but next episode, like I said, it seems like we're going to go into Ginti's bar and see how he runs things, and I'm excited for that. So tell me what you guys think is going to happen next. This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.